Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late February 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Leos in late February? We're moving into Pisces season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo, please. Let's get this card out nice and quick, my gods. And yeah, let's see. And we're just fresh off the heels of Aquarius season, so I hope everyone's doing well. This is a huge energy of focus, and I do like it. There's like spiritual undertones to it, but notice the focus on that individual with what they're looking at. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So, beautiful piece of imagery, right? We have this guardian angel individual, and I know it might be hard to see, but these are angel wings behind him. And he has that Vitruvian man tattooed on the head, and with the baby right there. This does imply creation, so there's multiple layers to this oracle card. First and foremost, great for spiritual protection, spiritual connection. So for a lot of Leos, it's safe, I'm protected, I'm surrounded by beautiful energy. I always think that's a great way to start off a reading because it's very reassuring. So I like it for that. But notice, this is not an energy that's just guarding, it's creating. So now is a great time to manifest things and bring things in. Lean into your own creative power, whether it's actual creating things like art or writing, music, or manifesting things towards you. There's a good magnetism when this card shows up. But aside from that, this does give me King of Wands vibes too, because that angel is locked in, right? Like deadlock focused on this creation. So this could be a couple different things. Either there is something or a situation that Spirit wants you to pay very close attention to, and you would know what that is. Or there could also be something where Spirit's like, hey, maybe put a little attention here. Maybe there's something Spirit doesn't want you to look at so intensely. So we're just going to let him chill right there, having a moment. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos. And while I get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled Beware of This Person. And what it showed me, or what I felt most of all, was someone acting a little bit different. So just know in this time, whether it's a family member, a friend, coworker, you might start noticing differences in people where it's like, oh, you usually don't do that, or you usually don't act like that. To me, it was someone definitely acting a little off. So just know that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, or doing things that they wouldn't normally do. It was just a little unpredictable, a little wild. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Leos. What do we have in late February, please? Thank you. Huh. Okay. So we're starting with the moon. I mean, that's another very spiritual card, but it's a card that has a lot of questions. A lot of questions because it is very mysterious. I don't want to call it like a murky card, but it could be. Let's get a couple more. Moon's not a bad thing. The moon could actually be good, depending, right? Okay. Yeah, 6 of Wands. That's good. Just getting a very similar thing in Aries. I know I say that almost every week, but I think Aries and Leo energy does present similarly to me. Let's get one more. That's a great card. Okay. Yeah. So we got beautiful energy for the most part. There's a lot of water showing up in this week's spread. We have the Queen of Cups right here on the back end. So we have a lot to break down here, Leo. It is very much internally intense, which doesn't have to be a bad thing. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always like to look at the elements first. I feel like that informs where the energy is, how it could be moving. And this is water predominant. We also have fire, which is your comfort zone, so that's not a bad thing. But when we see water, it's an energy that has a lot of flow. The good things about water energy, it could tie into our emotional state, our emotional well being, things or people or situations that we care deeply for, that we're emotionally invested in. So, obviously, when we have a lot of water, it could deal with interpersonal relationships as well. It's great for creativity, emotional expression, artistic creation. So, whether your creative juices start flowing, whether it's writing, painting, poetry, you name it, there's like something here about creating something, which I love. And that ties into the manifesting we saw with the very first card. So, the water element is pretty cool. It's just very intense. Remember, it's your inside, it's matters of the heart. The downside to water is the fact that it's always ebbing and flowing, right? Water rarely stays still for long. It's either coming or going. It's always changing shape and changing form. So the energy can be a little bit slippery to pin down. In the center, we do have fire, which I love, and I feel like that is for sure a big silver lining here. Fire is the element of action. That's your comfort zone, that's your power zone, power level, whatever we want to call it. It fits well with Leo because it's the actions, right? So whether it's the actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions that you want to take. When I see fire, I think of our energy levels. I think of vitality. I think of our motivation to do things. So you might be a little more fired up than you normally are. The downside to fire, I'm sure you could guess it, it's a little bit unpredictable, right? Fire could blow up real quick or be a little volatile and just do things that you don't see coming. Especially in a spread with the moon, this fire, we're going to need to keep a very close eye on it. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got the moon. Now, for those of you, we did just recently move into Pisces with this reading, and that's the Pisces card. It also connects to the Cancer collective. So I think Pisces, Cancer, as far as zodiac signs go. The moon to me, let's talk about some of the positives. It is highly intuitive. This could speak about your intuition, your energetic sensitivity. So if you're an empathetic person and you're sensitive to energies, this can increase that. This does also speak about altered states of consciousness or even like sleep and dreams. So we have this beautiful watery energy leading us off right here in the front. It's just a little sensitive. So just again, watch your intuition, watch your gut when it comes to certain things you're dealing with, because you might be having a lot of those internal spikes. But this is also the biggest card of mystery, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing, but that does lead into the more difficult aspects of the moon. It's dark. And, I mean, as a lot of Leos know, your power card is the sun. That's bright, it's luminous, it's vibrant. This card is the complete and total opposite, where it's shh, it's very hush hush, it's very hidden, it's very quiet. So this card can sometimes represent confusion, it could represent the unknown, it could represent secrecy, or again, it doesn't have to be bad. It could just be something we don't see coming. So unexpected, surprising. We'll take a look at it. Now, moving to the middle, very good card. Really beautiful card, especially for the Leos. We have the Six of Wands, and it is absolutely one of my favorites. We see this individual, they're in a parade, they got their laurels. It's like they're being celebrated. And believe it or not, this card does also tie into Leo zodiacally. So this is one of your power cards in the minor arcana, which is a good thing. But this to me is complete and total victory, right? And aside from things going your way or collecting that winner victory, this can represent notoriety. So in the limelight, getting a little spotlight, you might get or attract a little more attention than you normally do when this card shows up. It's a card of getting recognition and kudos for the things that you do. So this is a great card when there's a time to be seen. This is great for like the looks and how people perceive you. So I really like that. Now, what might be the downside? The way I phrase it is there is a big difference between confidence and cockiness. And I know Leo is a very confident type of sign. But the downside of this, and again, I'm not saying it's you, it could be someone else, if you're dealing with someone that is a little too egotistical or someone that's a little too cocky, this energy feels like it can do no wrong. So we'll look into it. Again, I'm going to take it as a positive until we see the clarifier. Now, moving to the back end, we got the beautiful Queen of Cups. So again, it's not gender specific to a person, but we're seeing more of these water sign placements. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, it could be any and all of that. Queens represent the internal aspect of their suit. So we spoke all about this water energy. So she is a double down of that. When we're talking about someone's emotions and feelings, she is extra tuned up, right? She's an extra powerful feeling. There's great things with her. She's very maternal, very caring, very nurturing and loving. So I really like this Queen of Cups because it's either someone or something we care a great deal for. Huge expression of love. The downside to the Queen of Cups is she can be prone to suppression sometimes. So I'm not sure if there's something you're going through or something you're dealing with where it's like, nope, can't say that. Nope, can't feel that. There's an energy with her that can suppress, suppress, suppress until you can't suppress it anymore. And it just, boop, it blows up. So we're going to have to see what's up with her. But again, I don't take any of the negative aspects until I see something that shows me different. What I'm seeing here with the moon, Six of Wands, Queen of Cups, there could be something that goes really well. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Leo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. Kind of saw an energy like this a couple of weeks ago, but let's get it going. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the moon. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get this moon going. Why is it here? Thank you. It's like the calm before the storm. And I don't mean that in like a scary, intimidating way. So we have temperance, and I feel like it's, sometimes when it's quiet and you're like, it's a little too quiet. What's going on here? It's giving me that kind of vibe. So temperance, that connects to Sagittarius. Obviously, we have the Archangel Michael depicted there as well. So you have this beautiful angelic theme showing up. So there is this strong tie to the spiritual world for a lot of Leos, stronger than normal. But temperance, it's not really doing much, right? He's kind of just chilling. He's kind of being patient. So when I see the moon in temperance, it's like, all right, well, what's going on? It's like an energy for those of you that feel like you're in limbo or you're just hanging in like some in between space. This could be that showing up right here where it's like, all right, not much is really happening. Not much is not happening, but not much is happening. To me, it just feels like the calm before something comes in or the calm before something pops off. Now, I'm hoping and feeling that this could be a very good thing for a lot of Leos. Temperance can sometimes represent impatience when we look at the downside. But the main thing to me, it's the quiet before the shift, the pause before the change. Like that's initially how this feels to me. So it's in that space of creation where things are aligning. So for a lot of Leos, especially if there's something you've been manifesting or praying for, this is like the quiet before materializing, if that makes sense. So again, not bad. I mean, I would say the only rough thing is if there's a situation where you feel like you're missing information, missing facts, and it's like, all right, well, there's more to get to here. But the main vibe I'm picking up here, it feels a little unbothered for some reason. So I'm not sure if that's you or another person. But to me, it's the calm before the storm, the calm before the breakthrough, change, or whatever we want to call it. So let's keep moving. Let's go in on the Six of Wands because now I really want to see what these two have. So why is the Six of Wands here for Leo? It seems interesting. There's this really strong spiritual connection, though. I could tell you that. Yeah, and it's funny, I use a word like breakthrough. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse underneath it. This is beautiful. So whether it's the realm of spirituality, whether it's the realm of work and business, personal relationships, when I see this energy, it's like I'm moving forward. It's like nothing's going to stop me, nothing's going to slow me down, nothing's going to break my stride, whatever we want to call it. This is beautiful. This is like a beautiful result. So can we call it a winner victory? Absolutely. But to me, it feels either like a massive shift or change of some kind or that breakthrough. And the reason why is the Nine of Wands is usually called the wounded warrior. Notice he has built a wall, very skeptical. This card can represent rejecting things sometimes. So it's like an energy that puts up a barrier. So when I see it in reverse underneath the Six of Wands, it's like, oh, nope, pushing my way through, especially with the fire now, too, because we have fire here, fire here, fire here. So this could be like an explosive breakthrough or change of some kind. So I think that's great. It's like we have this calm energy where the energy builds up and you might feel something in the air and then boom, it just happens. It just happens. So I would expect breakthroughs in a variety of different areas of life. It's in the energetic potential for a lot of Leos, and it feels very fiery, feels very powerful. So I like that. I think it's claimable. Um, because it also gives me this energy where it's like, even if I do have a setback or even if I do have a struggle, it's not going to stop me. So there's this beautiful determined energy where it's like, that will not stop me, this will not stop me, I will keep pushing. So I love the determination here. So hopefully that comes in for you. Let's get that Queen of Cups, we'll see what she has, then we'll do a quick little recap. So why is the beautiful Queen of Cups here for the lovely Leos? What do we got? I just think it's good. To me, it's like 1,000 pounds off my shoulders, a lot of weight coming off my shoulders. So we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So check it out. We got the double nines happening here. Now, usually the Nine of Swords is stressed, anxious, nervous. To me, this is an energy that's getting into the flow state, not just whatever happens will happen, whatever will be, like a true flow state. You know, sometimes when like artists or artisans get into that space where they're not even thinking about what they're doing, they're just creating. This feels accessible for a lot of Leos. The Nine of Swords in reverse is a stress leaving my shoulders, which makes sense when we have this shifting breakthrough or change based type of energy. It's like, this weight is lifted. So I think that's really great for a lot of Leos. If there are certain things you've been healing from recently, now specifically is a great time to dig into that stuff, because I feel weight leaving me for some reason. So I like that. I mean, even physically too, like if you're trying to leave weight, it's like weight is leaving me, weight is leaving me. So hopefully, I mean, a lot of you could be on the emotional sense, but there's this great energy of feeling alleviated. So it's like the complete opposite of stressed. It's flow, it's moving, it's in the flow state. So I like that. Let's go through and do a quick recap. I'm really loving your reading this week, Leo. If you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the moon with temperance in the upright. Strong spiritual angelic ties for you this week. So spirit could be working in your favor for a lot of different things. But the main vibe I was getting here was like the calm before the shift, the calm before the storm, where it's like, sometimes you feel like you're just hanging, or it's like, oh, what's going on? Not much is happening. Not much isn't happening. It's that in between space, that liminal space, if we want to even call it that. But boom, we get into the center. We have the Six of Wands with the Nine of Wands and reverse, that fiery, explosive change or breakthrough. And this could be in a lot of different areas of life. Now, yes, there is more of this action based energy that's very determined and pushing forward. Absolutely love it. So there could be, even if there are certain setbacks or delays that you're experiencing, it's like, nope, I'm moving forward with this. Nope, I'm going to keep pushing. Yep, this is the path for me. So I think it's great. You could see a lot of breakthroughs or changes in different areas of life. Very fiery, which is your comfort zone. On the back end, we have the Queen of Cups with the Nine of Swords in reverse. We are getting into that beautiful flow state of creation, my friends, where we're not just saying whatever will be, will be. We're not saying whatever happens, happens. We are in a true flow state here, which again, if you're more of the creative type, beautiful. But even if not, I feel a weight coming off my shoulders, alleviated. So there's this energy that's lifting. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the beautiful Leos? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. Let's see what we have for the lovely Leos. Cute, cool. The Hanged Man, and that does give me like little shades of what we have going on right up here in the front. Now, the Hanged Man in and of itself does link to multiple zodiac signs. I think Virgo, Pisces, Scorpio. I mean, some people give it to one, I give it to all three. But this is a retracted, pulled back, very analytical type of energy. In its most positive sense, it's an energy that's gathering information and could fit this vibe here where it's like not much might be happening, or it might seem like nothing is happening on the surface. The downside, this energy could sometimes feel stuck, where again, we have this beautiful energy that's breaking through in the main part of the spread. It would make sense that we have this hanged man, because it's like no matter what I do, this energy is sticking to me. No matter how I do this, the energy is always there. That's the energy I'm picking up off this hanged man. But there is also this vibe where spirit wants you to take in information and be very observant. So whether it's a work thing, people around you, when I see the Hanged Man, it's spirit saying keep an eye, keep a close eye, which also fits into that very first card that we saw in the beginning. So there is something that spirit wants you to at least keep tabs on. So we're going to leave it at that, Leo. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The February subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com, so we could have a little chat. My February calendar is up, so go check that out. They usually go pretty quick. But for the February subscriber surprise, we're doing a nice different style this month. We're doing a winner's choice. So the winners, which will be three, will have their choice of the Tarot of the Owls, the Gilded Tarot Royale, or a handmade crystal pendant from my shop, mastermetaphysics.com, once again. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's two simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards we saw in this week's reading, which one caught your attention the most, whether it really inspired you or hit you right in your feelings. Anyone that stood out to you, and you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.